An extraordinary today. That's right, an extraordinary today. Hi, it's Martin, coach, speaker, author. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this second of 3 videos. In the last video, we talked about yesterday, life before COVID-19 entered our lives. We reflected on the things that we are truly desperate to get back to. The things that really were serving us, the connection, the human experience. We also put a spotlight on some of the world, but also how that then translates into our own, day-to-day lives, of the things that weren't really serving us, that seemed broken, and in many ways just added to an experience of yesterday that personally, observing what was happening, it just felt like it was a freight train out of control, going 100 miles an hour, completely out of control, and it was never going to stop by itself. And then this happened. A virus happens and forces pretty much the entire human race across the planet to stop. Such a thing, such a time when nearly everybody on the globe was connected in this one way, with this one single experience, and stopping everything that we felt was important and urgent in the world before it would have just seemed totally unbelievable if we were talking about that kind of thing this time last year. And yet it has happened, and it stopped that freight train. The human race, out of control with its divisions and maybe even its arrogance. We are now forced to stop in so many different ways. And when I say these are extraordinary times that we live in, I truly believe there are extraordinary opportunities to build a greater future, from learning from right now. We have been given an opportunity to stop in a way that the human race would not have stopped itself. We would have carried on and carried on, out of control, just piling more and more on top. And yet here we are, with a gift, a double-edged sword of a gift, but a gift nonetheless. And all that I say about being extraordinary is, it is in no way disrespecting the global trauma that we are going through right now. People are sick. Millions of people are sick. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying. Rather than disrespect all of that, that's actually what fuels my views on this situation and the potential for going forward. You see, I believe it would be hugely disrespectful to all those that had suffered with the illness, who had died with the illness, who had been affected, families that had been affected by the illness and the fallout from those situations. I think it would be a huge disrespect, criminal even, if those that come out of this experience have not learned and done something different to how the world was before. This is a chance. This is a lesson And we need to stop and reflect and really listen and really take stock of where were we going. And it starts with us as individuals. I'm not saying let's go and have a revolution. I'm saying on a day-to-day basis, just figure out what was serving you and what wasn't from the past. And now look at your experience now. If you have been fortunate to not be touched by the virus, and therefore you are protecting yourself and your family, look at what new insights you've got. Have you spent more quality time together? Have you got into a ritual of going out for a family walk, family bike ride, a family jog? Are you spending more quality time together inside, playing games or watching movies or playing in the garden? Have you figured out that you can work from home and that when you close your laptop, you're instantly with your family? You don't have that horrible hours drive through traffic to get home when you're already exhausted. Have you found that, in fact, you're not as exhausted as you used to be? Have you found that your mind is a little clearer? You can sleep a little better. It's not worrying away like it used to be because of that culture and that society and what was happening before. Has some of that been taken away? Are you more at peace with things? Do you feel healthier? Just going out for your daily walk, because it was kind of prescribed that you can go for a daily walk. If you're taking advantage of that and all of a sudden built new habits, whereas before you would have got in the car, got to your desk and then sat there for hours and hours on end, only to then get back in the car and then more often than not sit on the couch before then just going straight to bed because it was so late. Have you valued the connection between people, even though it's at a distance? Have you found yourself talking to friends and family even more so than you used to do when you could just pop round and see them? Has the beauty of technology allowed us to connect in a way that maybe had been reserved for small businesses in the past? But suddenly this technology allows us to communicate and connect with people far easier than it was before. What are the lessons, what are the insights that you have found during this time? Have you learned a new skill? Learned the piano or learned the guitar or done that thing that you've always wanted to do and you've carved out the time now to actually do it because you've spent more time at home rather than being away from home? Those chores, those whatever it is around the house that's been niggling you, and it's just one of those things that have been compounding that sense of dread and, oh, I'm not on top of things. That kind of feeling you had before, but now you've actually been able to get through some of those things because you're around more. In your home, in your safe space. You see, these are the sorts of lessons that I hope we can learn from, as well as learning from what's true, what and who are truly essential in society. Maybe not everything has to be dominated by the price of oil or the stock markets. Maybe life is simpler than that. Maybe there's more to life than that. Maybe the value of life is more than that. Maybe these systems that we had before gave us a skew on actually what reality was. How can we use all of this new knowledge? How can we use this experience when we've been forced to stop, forced to stay in our homes, stay with family? How can we use that to figure out what we do next? whilst we rush towards the things that certainly did serve us, and I'm looking forward to hugging my parents. Whilst we look forward to all the social interaction and all the things that we can do, when that level of freedom, safe freedom, is afforded us again. Whilst we go out for that, what are the things, what else can we take with us that we've learnt now that can shape a healthier, a more connected, a more caring family, social network, community, society, culture, country, world? How can we learn from these things? The clear skies, the less noise, the clearer waters, clearer air. How can we take these things and individually make steps towards a life that isn't feeling out of control? When I talk about extraordinary times, it's that extraordinary opportunity, that extraordinary gift that we have been given. It's been forced upon us. But it is a gift that really is unlikely to come around again. And I feel like we can really do something with it. And so, I leave you with these thoughts today about the here and now, your daily routines, the things that you've enjoyed, the things you've been able to experience and do. Instead of a mindset of when things go back to normal, these are the things that I won't be able to do. Why don't we say, well, how can I bring these things with me and define a new normal, a new, healthier routine? That, I think, really is extraordinary. So, join me next time for the final video, when we will have a little look at that extraordinary tomorrow. Until then.